Hello and welcome to your guide to moving. So you've already bought the home, you own it, it's time to move, and Erica is our guide today. Erica, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. So Erica, before you give us our guide to a successful move, let's learn a little bit about you. If you were a neighborhood, any neighborhood, could be anywhere in the world or here in Atlanta, what would be your spirit neighborhood?
I think my spirit neighborhood would be somewhere in Hawaii. That's my absolute favorite place to be. It's a different type of environment, very relaxed, all the tropicalness, beaches is just absolute favorite.
I can definitely see that. Hawaii is one of the places I feel like has a really high expectation level. And then you go and you're like, oh, this actually exceeds that expectation. It is that amazing.
Yep, it is that amazing.
It is. Awesome. I love it. All right. So we've bought the house. We are now about to move into it. But what does it take for a successful move? Where does somebody start with the moving process?
So before you get to closing and get your keys and everything, you'll want to make sure that you have some of your utilities turned on. So things like electric, gas, internet, cable, you'll try to set all of those up before. So when you do get in the house, it's a little bit more seamless. You don't have, your lights are still on at that point because you'll have sellers that will cut it off day of closing. So make sure you have those turned on. The day of closing, you'll get something called a settlement statement, and you can take that so you can go turn on your water too.
Yeah, that's a great point. There's nothing worse than the excitement of I bought a house, I show up, and nothing is on. The utilities
you don't have any power or anything. Yep.
Yeah, and so like you said, most of those you can set up, but I think that's a great point with the water. The water you here in Atlanta cannot set up in advance.
Yep. So you need that settlement statement. You should be able to upload it on an online portal, or you can take it with you to the office. I don't know if they're open right now with the pandemic going on, but you can upload it online.
Yeah. So that's something to do. I mean, literally immediately when you close.
Yep.
Awesome. So we've got our utilities on. We know when we go there, things are going to be working. Do you always get your keys at closing, or sometimes you have to wait? How does it work to actually get possession of the house?
It depends on what you agree upon in your agreement. Most of the time, at least with everyone that I've worked with, we always do at closing. So at closing, you get your keys. As soon as you sign all of the documents, we hand over the keys and you can go straight to the house.
And the house is yours. You can just go over and there you are.
The house is yours. But you'll want to make sure that you change your locks at some point because you've had a few people that have had access to the keys. The old owners have had those keys at some point. So just as a safety precaution, you might want to just change all those locks.
Man, that is a great tip because you never know how many neighbors on the street might have a key to your house, or the person who did the work after the inspection might have kept a key out of the lockbox.
Yep.
Definitely. So we've got our utilities on, we've changed over the keys, but when people get into a house, they usually do some stuff. And sometimes there are things you may not have realized. What are some things that folks often do once they move into a house that would be great to have some preparation for to make it feel like home quickly?
Sometimes people forget about curtains, blinds. Those are things that you might want to make sure you have up so you don't have your neighbors peeking into your home if they're not already installed. If you have furniture that you're bringing from your old place, maybe get some measurements ahead of time to make sure that they do fit. You may have some unique pieces that may need to be taken apart a certain way to make sure they fit in through some tight spaces or doorways and things like that.
Man, Erica, that reminds me of, you say the blinds. One of the houses my wife and I moved into, literally the first day we were in the house, there were no blinds. We were not prepared for this. And someone was up on the window looking in our the front window. And my wife was like, we need some blinds today, like immediately. So yes, I mean, being prepared for that can be really great. So do you find that, people have the option, you can either move yourself or you can literally have it all done for you, right?
Yep. So there are plenty of moving companies that will pack up your stuff for you, bring it over. So that way you can make it really easy, or if you want, you can always go get your own U-Haul, pack it all up yourself. So it just depends on what you prefer.
Yeah. And when you say pack it up, they will literally take it out of the drawers and pack it up.
Yep. Pack it up for you in packaging, seal it, and then put it on a box or a truck and send it over to your new house for you.
Yeah. And that obviously costs a little bit. People, they don't pack up the whole house for free. But from a convenience standpoint, I have been in houses where 2 days before closing, I'm like, are you guys actually moving? And they're like, yeah, the folks are coming and they'll pack a house in a day or two, an entire house.
Yep. I had just had a closing maybe about a month or so ago, and they had the movers pick up his stuff from Albany, move it to Atlanta, and they were waiting just for the call to say that the house was theirs so that they could unload it and go straight into the house.
Yeah, awesome. So Erica, what would you say is maybe the secret or the one most important thing to having a successful move?
I think the secret is to plan ahead. Start packing early. You know that you're going to be closing, so start packing up, especially those little things that aren't, things that you use every day. Go ahead and start putting them in boxes. Keep it organized. Label your boxes. You can put what is inside each box. You can put the room that it's supposed to go in, just so when you do get to your new house, it's really easy for you to pull things out and unpack.
Love that advice. Start early and be organized, because there's effort to it. Even if you're having someone pack for you, there's still effort to moving. And yes, the earlier you do it in advance and the more organized you are, the better the process is going to be.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, Erica, thanks for being our guide today to moving. Everyone who's watched this series, congrats, you've made it to the end. You've just moved into the house. And so we appreciate you all watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. And Erica, thanks again for your expertise today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Awesome. See you all later.